Hey guys, welcome to my review of Christopher Robin, or officially Disney's Christopher Robin. All in all, I give this movie 9 out of 10 jars of honey. I loved this movie. This movie was directed by Mark Foster, known for World War Z, Quantum of Solace, Finding Neverland. So great kids films, really. It stars Ewan McGregor, Haley Atwell, Jim Cummings, Brad Garrett, and Peter Capaldi. Ewan, obviously, for Obi-Wan, Haley for Agent Carter. Jim Cummings is the voice of the original Winnie the Pooh and Tigger in the series. Brad Garrett is, I believe he's the Baron von Zemo from Winter Soldier and Cap the First Avenger. Pretty sure. And then Peter Capaldi, obviously, Doctor Who. Parents, you have nothing to worry about in this film. I think the worst word is darn. Really. Minor scenes of action, but it's just, a car or someone riding a bike, or, Pooh stumbles. There's a play fight where it's just it's a make-believe fight. That's the best way I can describe it. This movie's fine. There might be a lot of things that go over your kid's head, like jokes and stuff, but no big deal. That's every movie. So I think it's a good kids film. Kids will love Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and the rest of the cast. I really think so. This movie was announced in 2015 and began filming end of last year. Two people actually started writing the script, and after they were done, Disney's like, nah, bring in a third. And the third worked on it, and they're like, nah, bring in a fourth. But you can't tell that. And maybe that was because I didn't know it. When I went and saw Justice League, I knew going in that there was two main writers, like the Zack Snyder and then the Josh Whedon. And you could say, oh yeah, I definitely know it, but it was made verbally known before the film that was a thing. I didn't know that there was 4 different writers on this movie, and that it was essentially 3 different iterations of it. I didn't know that, so I didn't look for it, and I think that's why I didn't notice it as much. And there was a minor problem when the main composer died. Kind of sad. I think it was just old age, I'm pretty sure, and he had to get replaced. But there's not a lot of, I think there's 2 or 3 OG songs, and I might have missed another one from the original Winnie the Pooh series that I watched as a kid, and maybe that's kind of why I like this movie so much. For this movie, I'm not going to have a spoiler section at the end. This is just going to be me talking about the movie. It's a kid's movie with kind of adult themes, but it still has a very kid plot, as in it's not going to get you. There's no twist, there's no unexpected shortcomings. It's point A, and then everything gets solved at point B, and I think in movie time it's less than 42 hours in total. It all happens over a span of a weekend. But I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I think an IGN writer gave this a 4, I believe, and I think I tweeted and said this is some BS. They called it a typical deadbeat dad movie, and I just don't think they know what they're talking about. Obviously, I haven't done a lot of movie reviews, and I'm young, and I don't know things, and I'm naive, and I haven't watched maybe as many movies as this person has. But this isn't a deadbeat dad film. It's a film about a man, McGregor, Christopher Robin, who is old, who went to boarding school after, leaving the 100-acre woods, leaving Pooh behind, leaving childhood behind, becoming an adult, realizing that as an adult, if you want your kids to have good things, you have to work really hard at it. And he's at work, he's working hard, he's trying hard to do right, or what he thinks is right. And his boss says, I'm gonna fire like 20-40% of the staff unless you find something this weekend. It just so happens to be the weekend the family wanted to go to a cottage that they have. And Haley Atwell's all PO'd, and understandably, I guess, if your husband works a lot and he decides to go again, it kind of sucks, but Christopher Robin has a reason. But the way that the movie does it is that Haley Atwell's character is so PO'd that she doesn't stop and listen to him saying, I gotta save jobs, I gotta save people. And I think that's a huge difference. If he explained that and she was still PO'd, or if he never tried to, or if there wasn't a situation where I think he was going to, then yeah, I would say that's pretty lazy. But the way that was happening, that she'd get so PO'd and walk away, he wouldn't get to explain, like, I have to do this to save people's jobs and their lives. And I think that adds a lot to it. And so Haley and the daughter goes away, and the daughter's so cute too. She's such a pleasure to watch. That sounds weird. She's just great. Sorry, that's just it. And the rest of it is Pooh Bear coming into the real world and trying to, make Christopher Robin again, the way that they know him. And they go and find all of Pooh's friends, and there's a great analogy of there's a heffalump nearby, or a woozle, and Pooh Bear runs away and some harsh things are said. And it's not the typical third act breakup. This is like second act breakup. It's not really a breakup, just Christopher Robin was a dick because he's trying to get back home, because he's panicking about the people losing their jobs and losing his family. He's trying to deal with three big things all at the same time. And you find out that he's the heffalump. This is like Toy Story type stuff messing with you, man. This is insane. This is a kid's movie-ish. But here it is, like, hitting you right in the freaking gut. I watched this movie with my sister. I think she cried 4 times. I cried once. It hits you hard. But to get out of the depressingness, and just to get off me literally just explaining the whole movie, Eeyore, amazing. Piglet, amazing. Pooh Bear and Tigger, amazing. It's so beautiful what they do and how they word how Pooh talks. Like, how does Pooh Bear talk? It's brilliant of how one thing is said and then when he takes it a different way, but it makes sense of how he takes it. It's hard to explain without actually just using moments from the movie. And I really want you just to experience it for yourself of how witty it actually is. Like, it'd be if I said, you want to go left, and someone said right, and I said right, as in I am saying to you that you are correct in your assumption. I told you to go left. But Pooh Bear, in his type of thinking in this movie, I would say left and he would say right. He would say, I would say left and he would say left and I would say right. Pooh Bear would then go right because his thinking is one track. It's kind of like Drax almost, but more adorable and less bloody and destroyery. Currently, after 2 weeks of this movie, has only made $70 million, which is not good. It depends on the budget. If the budget's on the lower end, below 3 figures of a million, 6, well, I guess that would be 9 figures? No, Jeebus, no. Whatever. If it's more than 40 million budget, which it could be anywhere between 40 and 130. If the Meg's 120, this had a lot less CGI. So it could be, I want to say it's 60 to 100, somewhere in that range. So it's going to make its money back, maybe not with advertising. It just, unfortunately, didn't have a lot of pizzazz, and a lot of people butchered it review-wise, and I don't think that was it deserving of it. There's other crappy movies. This is a good movie. If you had any inclination of going to it, go see it. It's fun. It's adorable. It hits you in the feels. It does everything that it wants to do and then some. And the last moment of the film, it's just beautiful. It's just great. And there's also a mid-credit scene with Eeyore, so don't forget about that. It's great. Just the full film is great. I just love it. I can gush about it all day long. I loved it. Everyone I went and saw it with loved it. And if I had an extra spot on my Movie Pass thing I have with AMC, I would go again, without a doubt. But because there's so many films coming out, which I have a list somewhere of all the films coming out. This is all the films I need to see the rest of the year. And almost every week, there's more than 3, and my pass only does 3 a week. So I can't watch it again. If I did, I would have to pay more money, and as much as I want to do that, I just know I'm going to buy it on DVD when it comes out. So I'm okay with that. But that's it for Christopher Robin. I loved it. I hope you love it. I hope you liked what you see in this video. And just remember, I'm Clark Addison. I review entertainment because I care. See you guys next time.